Okay, back to what we need to do. Alright, so we got our left case over here. It's apart. First thing I do is check our gasket surface here, make sure it's got no burrs on it. There with my nice flat file here. It's real fine, so it doesn't really do much. You can hear the high spots in there. Somewhere there's a high spot. Tail's making that noise. Looks like it's just cutting here on the edge right here in the bottom. Okay, everything else looks flat. Case is not very flat. So it's not real super flat, which is not helping the situation. So that's a little bit of a problem. Now I want to see if this surface here is flat. It's been cut, but it's, I thought I had a square before, but it's not square anymore. So let's go double check it and see what we got going on. Alright, let's see what we got here. Run this thing all the way down. Okay. So this surface is relatively flat right now. So we're at 0. Picked up half a thou right there. Goes back down to 0 over there. Back up to about a half. Okay, so I'm not seeing my 4 thou of error like I had before. Nope. Okay, so when I clamped this thing down, I machined the surface. It was square to this surface here. The problem is when you bolt it together on the other side, it's not square. This case is not flat either, it's bouncing around. So, unsquare surface, or not flat surface, going against probably another non-flat surface, is causing us to make this not flat when you bolt it together. And when you come off the plate over here, to do your cases, that thing needs to be flat. So that's a problem. Alright, so this one here we already know we've got an issue. for everything around here. Okay, let's get this crap out of my way. These go over here out of the way. These go there. Now I got room for my cases. Okay, now we do the same thing on this side here. I'm going to check the cam cover surface to see what we got going on with it. We have the same issue. Things are not flat and square like they're supposed to be. Okay, this one's nice and square, flat. I've done a bunch of burners on there like the other side had. Now we got to come off of this surface here, not the outer surface. So that means we got to shim it up a little bit. These are my machine blocks. These are ground flat. These are all ground at the same time, so these are all the same thickness. Relatively flat. This block's not doing anything back here. So that side in the back's high. Okay, now we're going to check this surface here and see if we can come up with anything that's remotely flat. Okay, I just zeroed it out. We definitely got some issues there. What a shocker. It's not square. Okay, so we're zero over here. It all looks good. Right here we're high. Over on the back side we're high also. Looks like about 1.5 up on that side. I couldn't see the bottom, I think it's about 1.5 on that side too. I'm going to push on the case right here. You can see how it moves. So that's a problem. That's because the case is not flat on the other surface. These other ones seem to be good. This one I can't check. I need another block for that. Get more blocks. definitely got clearance there. Not very flat. That corner over there is the biggest problem, because this is high through here. When you push down on that, it brings it down to where it should be. So when you pull two flat surfaces together, they're not flat, which are these things here. Then the whole case kind of warps around, does what it wants, and that causes other issues. Alright, so what do we got over here? Let's go see what this surface over here is. Appears to be 0. It's good. A little low right here. And 0. Half up, half down, 3/4 down. That's a big change right there, isn't it? 1, half. Can't see it, but looks like probably close to 0. Stays relative to 0 until you get to here. And down a half. 3/4, almost a thou. Alright. Push on this here, it doesn't make any real difference. A little bit over here, but not much. The biggest problem is this corner up here is our big problem. Alright, so how do you fix these problems? If I machine this one here and make this flat right now, the problem is when you bolt this to the other half, this surface is going to change. We already know this other one changes a lot. When I bolt this on, this surface here gets to be unflat. So what do I come off of? I got to come off of something to make flat. So do you come off of this surface not flat, or do I come off of this surface not flat? Then cut that, then flip it over and check up on that, and come back and cut this side. That's about all I can do, I think. And hopefully when you bolt them together, they repeat. It's the same error. Definitely a problem. Nothing is very flat. Now that one you could probably sand it if you had a big enough piece of paper, which I don't have. This one here you gotta mill it. It's a lot of work to chuck this up and cut it. A lot of work. Big job. Gotta put the rotary table up on it here to do that. That's take a few hours. That's gonna be 3 hours to do all that. I don't really want to do that. This is our low spot through here. So what I'm going to bolt this together. I'm going to come off of this surface here. I'm going to cut that surface. And then I'll probably flip that one over, and then I'll cut that surface. That's about all I can do. Then I'm going to put this surface up against here, and that'll give me the most surface area. Well, I got to bore this. That's going to be hard to do that. I can't see anything if I put that on my flat surface here. That's going to suck. That's why I wanted to come off that round surface there. Alright, well, either way, pain in the ass. What a shocker. Nothing's made right. Okay, I'm going to put these cases back together and see what we get. That's all we can do. Do not feel very flat. Feel like a tearing metal up as I rub them side to side. Take my honing stone and try to see if there's any micro burrs I can get rid of. Okay. If it's in on this top lip or something, maybe. Nothing sticking out. Okay, let's try it again, see if it feels better. Much flatter feeling. Hitting on here. Feels flat, but it's not even down all the way. Tight fit. Alright. It's down flat now. These are two dowel studs. That one ain't doing nothing, obviously. It's not a dowel stud, you can take it out by hand. That one's not exactly tight either where it belongs. That's why the case are free to move around a little bit. The only thing that's keeping them together is the lip. The parting lip is in there, it's tight. These dowels are doing nothing. That's why it's free to rotate like this, side to side. Like this is the only one that's tight. Yep. And this is going to make a twist because it's not lined up. So this is the one that's doing, that's the only one that's doing any doweling. That's the only one. Okay, light tension on that. Damn, it's got a lot of take up going on there. Oh, it's this case over here. Stupid washer. See that washer's dimpled? It's because it hits on the case right here. So I got to rotate that around until it's in the right spot. It's making another dimple. Case needs to be cut away right there. Alright. Okay, now we'll see how flat it is. Not very. That's our motor mount. Not very flat either. Here probably better testing. Not sure how flat this surface really is anyway, but definitely not perfect right now, that's for damn sure. It's got a little bit of a lip going across this direction here, like this. Problem is rocking, it's not, it's high in the back corner there. Yeah. Alright, so I know that's slightly off. Let's go see what our deck over here. We know these are all screwed on this side. Let's go see what we got going on over here. These actually feel halfway decent. That's a little high. This doesn't feel quite so bad. Problem is studs holes are sticking on metal, so it's hard to go all the way across. See how that's not flat, but the highs and lows are the same. Alright, so that was minimal changes to making it flat. My biggest thing is this mount here is not square. So this needs to come up on this side. That would drop this side here. That probably would help this slightly. See, we're a little bit high off that. So moving that down a little bit will probably help everything a little bit.